Our next speaker is Rashawn Hall from Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights.
Good evening, Attorney Hall.
Good evening, Reverend Dr. Groover, Dr. Johnson, and members of the committee. I am a reverend, and I trust, Reverend Groover, that you will cover me, as you said, for why I'm not at Bible study tonight. Amen?
I will.
But tonight I'm here in my capacity as the Deputy Director of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. We are a member of a coalition of community groups, organizations, and parents groups that are concerned with excellence, equity, and engagement in this process, as well as the Lawyers Committee's own history and involvement around issues of school desegregation and student assignment. I'm sure many of you are aware that not too long ago we were before you along with the Charles Hamilton Houston Institute for Race and Justice, as well as the American Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts, and we issued a May 2009 report in opposition to the 5-zone plan. And part of the recommendations that we made were that the school fully implement its achievement gap policy, and until there is an improvement in quality, that there should not be a reduction in access to quality education. And finally, that to the extent a new plan would be drawn and considered, it would have to be done in light of considerations to the distribution of quality schools throughout the districts for all students. And coincidentally, there is another report that has come out from the Harvard Graduate School of Education that says something very similar. And in the absence of a complementary report from the district that says something to the in opposition to that, I suggest that that is what people were relying on. Now, after that report that we issued in 2009, there was an opportunity for the district to receive a technical assistance grant for a student assignment plan, somewhere in the range of $250 or maybe a little less $1,000. And that grant was to seek assistance and expertise from student assignment specialists, demographers, community relations experts, facility and other planners, as well as civil rights groups and members of the public and private sector. But because of what we felt, our organizations felt, was a deviation from that mission and business as usual, we had to sever our ties with the school department, and we issued a set of recommendations in June of 2010, saying what we felt would be important in moving forward in a student assignment plan. Now we find ourselves again before the school committee, encouraging the school committee to seriously consider the plan that is before it. There was then the redesign and reinvestment initiative, which we found had an overwhelmingly disproportionate impact on Black and brown children. The schools that were slated to be closed and were subsequently closed disproportionately fell on Black and Latino students throughout the district. Out of that day of dialogue that was a part of the technical assistance grant, people who were identified as stakeholders felt that they were being put in a position to help the district determine which schools to close, when in fact the grant funding should have been looking at ways to avoid racial isolation and develop a plan that would take into account the cares and concerns of community stakeholders. Another issue at stake there was the level of access that certain members of the community had to that dialogue process. So we filed a complaint with the Office of Civil Rights of the Department of Education, and that is still an ongoing investigation, but it certainly revealed that there were deficiencies within that process. And so now with this Harvard report that says when only 1 in 10 Black and 1 in 5 Hispanic students, but 1 in 3 white and Asian children have currently attend high-quality schools.
Time is up.
Miss Attorney Hall, if you can wrap it up quickly. Go ahead.
Right. We just encourage this committee, the External Advisory Committee, and the district to reject any plan that further exacerbates the inequities that currently exist in the system, and really slow this process down and have a more collaborative approach that, instead of top-down giving options to people, let the people develop the options. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you.